What's up? We're back. Welcome back to the RealTalk podcast. It's been a little while. I say a little while. It's been 5 months.
I've been
That's
slightly
tough.
over 5 months.
Been slightly over 5 months, but we're back and we are missing a member. Sadly, Mr. Ted York couldn't make it today. Lil Agua,
Yeah.
but
He'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll definitely be back. The waffler. He's a waffler himself, so he's got to be on the podcast again. So yeah, we're back. We've got a couple of topics. It's now December now. You know.
I think before we start, we should. I should ask you, how have you been these past 5 months?
I've been good. I've been working on my music and grinding and getting some placements and stuff. So yeah, it's been
so
good.
you'd say it's progressing upwards.
Yeah, 100%. Progressing upwards. There's a couple more things to work on and do, but look, 2023 is around the corner.
Exactly. New year, new man.
New year, new me. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
What about yourself?
Definitely a lot of changes in my life. I've since we recorded the second episode, got new jobs. I got a couple new jobs. Money's flowing in. You know how it is. Learning how to drive, so that's there.
That is a dub. Driving.
And, driving's
is
key.
sick, man.
Once you get it down,
Honestly.
you're fine. You're set for life. And just like I said, like you're doing, progressing upwards, which is what we want.
That's what we do.
Yeah, especially at this age.
No
you
declines.
Can't go down. You can't
Exactly.
decline at 18.
All about elevation. That's what I talk about. That's what I'm talking about. But look, December, World Cup. It's a bit of a madness. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Let's be real. Like World Cup 2018. I mean, all the World Cups in the past in the summer. This is the first one, dead in the middle of winter, or literally. What the final was on the 18th, like 7 days before Christmas. That's just weird to me. But I'm kind of liking it.
You like it?
It's
Christmas
different.
time?
It's different.
It's definitely different. Would you say you prefer it from the summertime?
The thing is, there's pros and cons of a lot of it, isn't there? You know, summer you can go out, go on the beach, you can go to like places like Box Park. You got all the geezers in the pub. That's what I'm talking about. But look, winter, I'm enjoying it. I'm at home. I'm just cozying up, you know, watching the football. I can literally sit there and have a hot chocolate. You can't do that in the summer. You know what I'm saying?
You can't in the summer.
It's different vibes. I like it. The games are on later, which I kind of like. You can still go out to the pub and enjoy yourself. So look, I'm enjoying it. England are smashing it right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I would arguably say we haven't really had a hard game yet.
I mean, round of 16, Senegal isn't the toughest opponent, but you did beat it 3-0.
We did.
Now you're gonna find a tough opponent, the ex-champions.
Look, France. That's a tough game, man. That's tough. I think this is where we lose.
You think you lose at France?
I think we lose at France. The thing is, though, I do have hope. I'm not going to say it's coming home because let's be real, I don't think it's coming home this year.
Okay.
We've said it the past, like the last year in the Euros, 2018 World Cup, and it didn't happen. We're playing well though. We're playing better than we ever have. That's what I like to see. But look, tough times. It's France. We've had some easy games: Wales, Senegal, and USA. I mean, USA we drew, but you know what I'm saying. And look, I'm here for it. I'm supporting England, but it's a tough game.
I think, I am Polish. I'm 50% Polish, and Poland did lose to France. I think 3-1, and the only goal that we scored was a penalty in the last minute.
Yeah.
I can say that if you can get if England can get 1 or 2 goals over France in the first half or in the first 20 minutes, you're going to put France in a position where they're going to realise, damn, we might come out. We might lose.
Word.
And then that's when you can take the front foot. I honestly, if I was going to put money on France versus England, I would put England. I just think all round they're probably a better team. France have better players, but England probably has a better team.
I think we're we're more like motivated. I feel like we're more motivated to win. There's been so much hype in the whole country. Like, is it coming home? Is it coming home? And it hasn't yet. But when you think about it, semi-finals 2018, finals in the Euros.
Yeah.
Only makes sense to go one more position and win.
Only makes sense. And the Euros was a year and a half ago, so hopefully you can only get better from there.
It should get better. I'm so hoping it does. If it comes home, the whole of the UK is going nuts, man. They're all going mental, and the World Cup as well.
Last time you guys won it, 1966. That was a long time ago. I'm not going to do a calculation, but pretty much like half of the population here has never seen England win a World Cup.
Oh, more than half.
Probably more than half, right?
Yeah.
And let's say if the people that did see it, it was such a long time ago, they don't remember the feeling. And it's especially because most nations, they may win a World Cup like in the early 90s or 80s, and then they win like a Euro in the 2000s.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they know how it feels when their nation wins a trophy. England hasn't won anything since the World Cup. So you guys haven't had the
We've got a lot of work
feeling.
to do, but quarterfinals, so we're getting there slowly but
Quarterfinals.
surely.
So you said you think England aren't going to win. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup?
That's a tough decision, you know. Brazil looking strong. As we're recording this right now, they're playing.
They're winning
believe.
2-0.
They're winning 2-0. They're looking strong. France are looking strong, man. I can see them winning it twice in a row. I'm going to be real. France are looking strong. But look, if we beat them, then I'm not disappointed.
But if you do beat France, so would you say France are the favourites?
What do you mean? A lot of the favourites of everyone right now?
Out of everyone to win the World Cup.
I mean, I'd say Brazil.
Brazil, okay.
Are the favourites. I'd say France are a close second. I'd say England are up there as well, you know. I think we are playing quite well and we are surprising some people. So, could go either way. I think definitely either us, Brazil or France are winning it.
Fun fact about that, let's say England do beat France in the quarterfinals, they will need to go against Brazil in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
so
that's
either
tough.
way, they're going to have 3 really hard games to win the World Cup, which will be France, most likely Brazil in the quarterfinal, the semi-finals, right? And whoever comes out the other side of the group, which can be Portugal, Spain, really hard
Portugal, team. Spain. I haven't watched any of the Spain games, but they look strong.
They look strong
from what I've seen.
They're a bit up and down. They lost the last game of their group to a team that wasn't too good. I can't remember who they were. They still managed to qualify for the round of 16. But in my opinion, as an Italian guy who has beaten, their nation has beaten England, I think England will win the World Cup. I have this feeling that it's not just time for England. It's also just like
we need.
Overall,
I feel like we need this.
You need it more
the
than
country
any
needs it.
other
I
nation.
feel like, but mate, I can't lie. Yeah, Italy win the Euros. They smash it. They smash it.
I know.
Where are they in the World Cup?
Hey, listen.
They're nowhere to be seen. They're literally. Oh, honestly.
You know, when the game happened and we lost and we couldn't qualify for the World Cup, I was sad, but I wasn't as sad as other people may be. And the reason is because first I was already satisfied that we won the Euros. That's quite a good achievement. No one thought we would win the Euros, so we won it.
Yeah.
And that was great. But the reason why I wasn't as sad is because, listen, we didn't qualify for a reason. There's a table that you have to play. There's games that you have to play. And if you don't beat those teams, you're not going to qualify. We simply did not beat these teams. So there's no reason why.
True.
We are better than most of those teams, but we just didn't win. So it's our fault. We
it's
can't really
tough.
blame anyone else.
It's tough, really. But look, I mean, you're Italian, Polish, English. Look, you got 3 teams.
I can really support many teams. And then I am a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, the GOAT. So if anything happens, I'd want Ronaldo to win the World Cup, just to clarify him as the GOAT. But I would love Argentina, Portugal.
Yeah, that would be nuts, having Ronaldo and Messi. And let's be real. I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about speed, man. Speed is on crack right now. Look, if Ronaldo and Messi, if it's Argentina versus Portugal in the final, look, I'm taking that as a dub as well, man. That would be the sickest match there will ever be.
I think so. I think so. It's at the end of their career. There's not much between them in terms of who's the better player, who's had the better career. Whoever wins the most prestigious trophy in the world is definitely gonna be crowned as the GOAT.
If Argentina win it, Messi's crowned the GOAT.
Yeah, as a Ronaldo fan, I would give it to Messi, and then vice versa. Coming back to speed, I think he's done some really smart stuff. He knows football. He realized that football is by far the biggest sport in the world. And from an American, it's kind of hard to realize that, as they don't, that soccer isn't as big, and the fact that he just, he just got into it. He starts playing it, starts talking about it, making fun of it, making jokes around it. You don't just attract the American population. You attract Europe, Africa, Asia. That's why he's got big now.
Yeah, look, his rise to fame has been nuts. Literally, I think he gained 10 more subs in like a year. Yeah, how nuts that is.
Yeah.
10 minutes. Alright, look, that guy's nuts. But yeah, I'm happy for the World Cup. I'm sick it's in Christmas. It's so good. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of people saying, I have to agree, I've got like football fever right now. I don't really follow football like the Prem and everything like that. But when it comes to the World Cup or Euros, I'm all over it. And right now, well, not right now because it's round of 16, but definitely in the group stages. Flick on the TV. There's football all day, every day on, and it's a proper competition, which I like.
Exactly.
And it's been good. It's been good, especially with there's a little bit of time off, and it's good to have it always
quickly,
on, something to do.
Before the next episode, who's your prediction to win it?
Who's my prediction?
To win it all?
My final prediction. See, look, I want to say England in it, but that's just patriotic. I feel like every English person could go, oh yeah, England are winning it. Look, I think, yeah, your home country is a separate decision, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I want England to win it. I think they could win it. But in all fairness, I reckon Brazil take it home.
So if you
they get another
had
dub.
loads of money and you had to put it in the smartest bet, the smartest option, it would be Brazil for you.
Yeah. I'm going to say Brazil.
That makes sense.
Only because they're strong. They've won the most World Cups. They're looking good. All the signs point to it. So, what are you saying? What's your prediction?
I mentioned it before. I think it's England. The reason is because I have seen all of these big teams have like one bad game.
Yeah.
One game that's like, whoa, were they actually that good? And you see teams like Belgium coming out, Germany coming out of the World Cup that easily. I think England is the one where it's the least likely for them to mess up.
Yeah,
they don't have the best upside in terms of like they don't have the best chances to win it, but I think they have the least likely to mess up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see that.
They'll probably be the safest bet just because I think all round they have a better squad than any other, team. They don't have the best players, but they have the better squad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Coach is a bit shaky, but Southgate, he's from Crawley, so you got to rep him.
Look, we're in his hometown.
Exactly.
We're in Gareth Southgate's hometown. That's where we're at. But look, there's been some controversial things happening in the World Cup, and talking about controversial things, the main man, Kanye West. What are we thinking about that man right now? Because look, I must say, I'm a fan of his music since early 2000s to now. He's one of the most talented musicians out there right now, I believe. Yeah, but I can't. I can't. He's just the stuff he said, the stuff he's done. It's nuts. He's literally nuts. Have you seen the thing he put out literally yesterday? I don't know if I put it on our group chat or anything like that. Put it in the chat, right? He literally put on Instagram saying how he thinks Elon Musk looks Chinese, yeah? And then Elon Musk responds to saying that's a compliment. And then he goes, oh, Obama, you're next. What is this man on? He's on crack. He's on something mad because I don't know how he's thought of that after everything he's done, everything he's said, he's still digging himself a deeper hole. And it's not looking good for him.
Do you honestly think, we already mentioned that as a musician, he's obviously one of the most greatest musicians.
He's in the Hall of Fame, 100%.
100%. Do you think as a human being, right, he's, acting this way just to keep himself relevant, right? Because obviously he could keep himself relevant with music, but I think he's slightly past his peak. Do you think he's acting like this to keep himself relevant, to keep himself in the conversation, or do you think he's actually somewhat insane?
He has said in the past that he's got like some conditions or something, but look, you never know with this man what he's got, what he's doing. I'm just here for his music. If I'm honest, the man has brought up so many people to do in the music industry, and they've smashed it. But the stuff he's been saying on like live TV and things like that. I mean, the thing is, we all knew it. We all knew he was already saying controversial stuff years ago about Taylor Swift, about everything, all these things, And it was a bit light-hearted, it wasn't too bad, but he's just slowly crept up. It's slowly getting worse, and it's like, where's this going to go? He's just been banned on Twitter from Elon Musk. If I'm honest, not seeing why. I have to look that up. But it's not looking good for him. It's really not. And who knows where this music industry is going to take him these days, because no label's going to want him. But he's got a big enough name to be able to put music out and get streams. So...
Yeah, because as an artist, he's still, like, a great artist. Like, Take away his
established, yeah.
personal opinions, his personal things that he does. As an artist, the music that he produces, the music he releases, it's at an elite level.
Yeah.
Let's not get that wrong. I think as a human being, you see him sometimes on the things that he says. He'll say something that's really smart, really creative, innovative,
word.
and then the rest of the 70% of what he says makes you question whether he's really someone who you should listen to. Who some people may look at him as a role model, and could that be something that's like really negative, because he does say some stuff. Like recently, he has said that. Didn't he say he liked what Hitler done, or he liked Hitler? Right?
That was on a podcast. That was on another podcast.
Alex Jones' podcast.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. That's one of those things where, let's say anyone may like Hitler, right? You do not say that in public.
Yeah, but
or anywhere.
this is the thing. Yeah, I reckon in his head he thinks all publicity is good publicity. Yeah, all like, anything he says or anything that gets in views or clicks or anything is good for him. So he'll say something controversial. He knows social media is going to be on it straight away. He knows, because that's going to get him more music streams. Like, do you know what I mean? More people know about him. Maybe it's not for the right thing, but that's in his head. I reckon he's thinking, well, I'm getting views, I'm getting money. What's wrong with that?
Don't you think that will damage his career in the long term? Because
especially with record labels, I think 100%, definitely.
Well, yeah, obviously music-wise, but in terms of just the reputation he's built up, the figure that he's built up, right? Do you think he will look back in 10 years' time and may have wished that he just kept going as he was maybe 5 years ago? Because he wasn't, as wild as he is now 5 years ago. Maybe this started when Kim left him. We don't know. But, like you do feel sorry for him, because he was definitely at the top of everyone's game. Every
producer, every rapper looked up to him.
Exactly. Now you look at him as like, if you go in public right now and you say to someone, I love Kanye West, people look at you like you just said, I love Hitler. You know what I mean? Because of the things that he says. So it's like, he does get views, he does get streams, he does get money, but that's not what life is about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not I'm sure that's not the footprint that he wants to live on.
He's got a big platform, and he's got a big influence on a lot of people. And if he's going around saying these things, it's not a good look. It's definitely not a good look for him.
I mean, with that being said, I'll still bump a couple of his songs, only the ones that I like. But I cannot say that I support anything that he says, especially when he says these offensive things. And again, I'm not keeping up much with what he does, because I don't have time. I don't care that much. There's people out there that love cancelling people, and that's for them. For me, I see him as an artist, but other people see him as mainly a public figure. I see him as an artist, so I'm just gonna listen to a couple of these songs that I like and get on with my day. But what about you? What's your actual final feelings about Kanye West?
Look, good musician. His music is still sick. But if I was bumping it out in public, I think I'm going to get some bad looks. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's going to be people looking at me thinking, what the fuck, this guy's nuts.
Definitely agree.
He's so talented in the things he does, like design, like Yeezys, stuff he helped with Adidas. He's done so much in his life that's made him so talented and an amazing career and businessman, yeah. But my final thoughts, I would say, love his music. I would still listen to it, just don't support him. Don't like what he does. I only am invested in him for his music. Nothing for what he says, what he stands for, just his music, purely.
I think that's very reasonable, because, like we said right at the start when we brought Kanye West up in this conversation, he was and still is one of the most talented musicians ever. So,
100%.
With that being said, that's a very reasonable answer by you. What should we talk about now? You want to go on Elon Musk?
Well, look, we've sort of already touched on Elon Musk a little bit. I mean,
he kind of relates to Kanye West, right?
I mean, he did buy Twitter for like $44 billion. Like, people will still say, yeah, there's pocket change for him. That's a little dent in that bank account.
It's a little dent, yeah.
Let's be real. He's only worth like. Oh, actually, no, I could get this completely wrong. I don't want to violate a man, but I think he's like 300-400 billion.
I
think if you include all his assets, it's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But his net worth, I reckon, is like 400, 500 billion.
Yeah,
around that
but
mark.
that's the thing a lot of people get wrong when you talk about Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. They have such a massive net worth, but that doesn't mean that's how much they have in money, because
Yeah.
you can't sell Tesla like this. You can't
No.
get 100 mil like this.
Nah.
So he probably, my best estimate, he has maybe like maximum $1 billion in pure cash, whether it be gold that you can just make it into liquid cash, or
Yeah.
actual money in the bank. The rest he can't really touch. So a purchase as that, it's quite, like you
It's
said,
quite.
a dent
It
in his,
is a little dent in the bank.
Yeah.
You know, that's like me losing about $1,000.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's quite a big investment. But I think he's doing good with it. He's trying to unban people. He unbanned Donald Trump. He unbanned Kanye West and then banned him again.
reasonably.
But look, he's all for free speech. I'm all for free speech. But that's a really hard topic that I think we're gonna have to hit on a different day.
Yeah,
Because
I
free
need to do
speech,
some more.
there's been a lot on that type of thing about free speech. I mean, Twitter's definitely had it hard, especially with the previous owner. Elon Musk has had to like fire so many people from the company, which has then put a bad thing on his name. But I'm all for free speech. I think it's a good thing. And there was a little thing with like Kanye and Piers Morgan, or no, was it Kanye and Piers Morgan, or something to do with Piers Morgan, and he was saying like, you know, there's like leaders of terrorist groups on Twitter, yeah, and you're banning Donald Trump, you're banning Kanye West, when there's still people promoting terrorist acts.
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why you just can't really trust anyone on Twitter nowadays, or anyone in social media.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, from when I first got social media, which must have been 2015, so quite, you know, really into the thick of it, I think it has changed mostly to the negative side.
Yeah.
There is more creative stuff. There's way more people on it, which can bring more content out.
Yeah.
But with that, there's more people that do go under the radar that actually do negative things, have negative reasons against them.
I feel like Twitter, people feel like it's a safe space to say everything, but then ultimately, when you have someone that's not Elon Musk who wants free speech, you just get banned, depending on what you say. I mean, I don't like Twitter, I'm not gonna lie. I've never really used it. I feel like it's toxic. People get cancelled all the time for stupid stuff. Instagram is elite over Twitter. That's it. That's just all it is. Instagram is so much more elite. There are still problems on Instagram, but look, you can't. Nothing's perfect. Twitter's just. I feel like Twitter is literally the definition of a war. Like people going back and forth constantly. But yeah, I'd say on a more positive note, it's December, Christmas time.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a little Christmas tree, as you can see, for the Christmas time for you guys to spice things up. And there's a little green light behind me, but look, the budget's too short right now. Soon, if we carry this on, there's going to be a red light behind him for Christmas, and it'll like balance it out. It'll look pretty sick. But I feel like with the change of set, which we haven't talked about yet,
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pretty good set. So we got the prime up there. We've got the Christmas tree, decorate with some beads and that. You can't really see the Christmas lights on the camera, but we've got some around a bit, just to liven it up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas. It's since we left like education and like all this stuff, it just hasn't really felt the same. Not necessarily about Christmas, but just like there's always, you know, you're excited for the 2-week break. You're like, oh, I've got 2 weeks off. Do you know what I mean? But it's just nothing now. We left in like what, June
of last
June.
June of this year, June of 2020.
Yeah. And it's just, it feels different now. Like people are working, and you know, it's changed. Life's changed, arguably for the better. But I do kind of miss the days being in sixth form and in secondary school. You're looking forward to more things. Now, you know, we wake up, we go work, and that's just how life is at the moment. But you know, you got to get through that stage, and yeah, it's different. You got to get used to it, definitely.
What would you say is so we've from the last time you guys have seen us from the episode 2 in the podcast, we've went from full-time education, so yeah, 13 sixth form,
Yeah.
to full-time work. Now let me ask you this question: what was the biggest change for you in the way you see life, or how you feel life, going from full-time education, so waking up, brushing your teeth and going to school, sitting down on a desk, learning, to doing the same, just not going to school, but doing things that actually develop develop your career.
Yeah. Look, it's tough, really, because there's a lot of changes that do happen. One main change I'll say is my sleep schedule is fucked.
Why would you say that?
Because, I actually had, so, my sixth form, when I was there, it would start at, 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to get up at, 7 and get there and everything like that. And that would be a constant 5-day-a-week thing. Yeah, I have to get up at 7 and all of this.
Yeah.
But now, I haven't got any responsibility like that. I can sort of get up when I want. And lately, it's been a lot of late nights making music.
You do later shifts, don't you, right?
I do later shifts at work, and then I come back here and make some music, and then I go to bed. But then I get up at 11 a.m, 12 p.m. I'm like, the day's wasted. You got 3 hours of sunlight, especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
And it's depressing, man. It's depressing when it gets dark and you only get 2 hours of sunlight a day.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I mean, I think it's just obviously it happens every year. When it gets to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it gets dark. It's natural. But I guess for someone like you who you do work a later shift.
Yeah.
So when you do wake up, you probably go to sleep. What's that? 2 o'clock probably.
Yeah, I'd say 2. I'd say, on average, right now, 2:30 a.m. is I decide to go to sleep. So yeah.
Okay, and then by the time you get to sleep, it'll probably be 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time you wake up, like you said, it'll probably be 11, 12. That's most of the morning gone, which has most of the sunlight. So I guess that's
exactly,
why it does have the present vibe. Personally, for me, going from full-time education to full-time work, I find more of a how can I say this? More of a drive to try and put effort into what I do.
Yeah, trying to upgrade your life.
Exactly, because now it gets to the point in your life. Obviously, I'm not at university. I come straight from sixth form to a full-time job. It's an apprenticeship, and now I realise that there's no strict curriculum that I have to go by just to take tests and then pass the test.
That's what I hate about the education system, man.
Exactly.
It was a test. It was always a test on memory. Never a test on how good you are at this subject. Like, what do you know? You they don't let you use your There's a calculator for a reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there a non-calculator paper on a maths exam?
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Use your
I
resources.
work with numbers as well. I can't say I've had to do calculations on my head. I haven't had to use Pythagoras theorem at all yet.
Ted probably has. Let's be real.
Yeah.
With his
Ted
job.
is a quantity surveyor right now, so he deals with way more numbers than me. Definitely has some formulas that he needs to.
Actually, there's a story we can tell about Ted recently. He made a little mistake where he deleted a file at work. I mean, you could tell us himself, but he's not here right now. Yeah. But he deleted a file which apparently cost the business a lot of money.
Yeah, we wouldn't disclose the amount of money because we don't know the consequences of that. But yes, that's one of those things where I guess you do take a gamble as an employer employing someone that's 18 years old. It's definitely going to have. It is definitely
a bit of a gamble, 100%. I mean, look, you knew you're going to make mistakes, but that was a big mistake.
Big mistake. I hope I don't do something like that because I just don't want to have that on my conscience.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Word. True.
But yeah, going back to the original question, you do with my situation. I see now myself in a career, which not necessarily is something that I looked at when I was younger to be in the career that I am at right now, but because I'm in it, I have more of a drive, more of an effort to do good, because now I realize that the amount of effort that I put into the work that I do, or into the learning that I do, will reflect on the amount of pay I get, the role I get in my job, the position I get in my job, or how high it is in the rankings, and obviously, status, pay, that all goes with it. Before in school you didn't, so if you did get A stars in everywhere, you could still end up as a broke person. You know what I mean? There was no you could get A stars in physics, A star in maths, A star in everything, and end up in a job that pays the minimum wage. So there wasn't no certainty. Now there is. If you do really good in that career, you're you are bound to get a great job in that sector. So that's the way I see it. And also, I'd say working I feel more of an adult. I feel more of a
more
you don't have to
you
rely.
have a bit more responsibility.
Yeah, because you do have cash flowing in, so you don't have to rely to your parents as much as perhaps when you were 17. You had to
that's
still
the
get a
issue.
lunchbox from your mum.
Yeah.
Now I don't.
Word. I remember getting my little pat lunch back in secondary
Exactly.
school. Elite days. But yeah, I personally, look, straight up to school. I remember in sixth form. I don't know about you in your college, but they used to push so much. You got to go to uni. You have to go to uni. Write your personal statement. Write your not CV. That's apprenticeships. But write your personal statement. Apply to 5 different unis. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill, man. Like, come on. Is that really what I want to do? I mean, at first I decided to go uni, and then I was like, look, education's not for me. Like, that sounds so broad, yeah. That sounds like I'm like some proper like, not neek, but you know what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people, you know, they worship education. They want to get through it to get a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so much more creative. I'm not academic. I was just so average in my grades. You know, I mean, I passed English and maths. That's all you need.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But, you know, with like me producing and all of this, what's uni gonna teach me? They're gonna after that. From what I've experienced from other people getting degrees, they've got a degree and they're just a manager of like fucking Pizza Hut. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you go for like a doctor or like any type of person that works in the NHS or something like that, then you know that's a ground set. You know what I mean? But anything creative, I don't think uni's the way. I think you just got to learn yourself, make a wave, and work hard on it, and then you'll make it. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Because, I mean, you know, without discrediting university that much, it is useful because, let me put this scenario for you guys. If you're about to get open heart surgery, right, from a doctor, and you have to choose between a doctor with a PhD in medicine or a doctor with just experience. No specific type of experience, just just an experienced doctor.
But like in reality, they are both as good as each other. But at face value, if you know one hasn't got a degree and one has got a degree,
exactly.
Yeah,
I will take, you know, with all due respect to the other experienced doctor, I would take someone with a PhD just because I just naturally feel more safe.
Oh, of course, yeah, everyone would. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
I mean, that is like a gamble with your life at the end of the day.
Exactly. So you'd want someone, you want to have the highest chance to come out positively. But then when there's a job with less risk, like a bricklayer, a brick can fall off and you can put it back on. It's fine. there's no.
I think a little bit more goes into brickwork, but I see what you mean. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so for example, for me, I have met someone in my job who has been through university, has studied 3 or 4 years, and he's relatively my position right now. He doesn't
you're
have
at the same
much of a responsibility in the company, but I look at him, and I think of, wow, in 3 years' time, I'm just bound to have more responsibility, more work, more status in this company. Just because I've had experience over. You've had
experience in the actual real world.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I remember I had a job interview for an apprenticeship for a digital marketing company, and both of them were saying like, look, it was the two owners that were interviewing me, and one of them was saying we both went to uni, and when we got into an actual job afterwards, like a placement job, there was a guy sitting opposite him, same age, but he'd been in the industry 3 years longer. Because he didn't go to uni and he went straight into the apprenticeship instead, and he was way better at the job than me. I was back at square one. I had to learn everything because every company's different. You've got to learn about the company and how they work instead of like just some bullshit uni teaches you about like the standards of what every job is like. You go into a job, you learn what that job is, and the more you do it, the more you get better at it. That's it.
Yeah.
As long as you learn it, you're calm. And I just think uni they don't teach you right. I mean, like I said, I've never been to uni, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think if you have the talent and the dedication and hard work to be able to learn by yourself, you're set.
Yeah, because nowadays with the internet and how everything's online, everything you might want to know or you want to know is online. You can literally gain as much knowledge as a university has to offer online if you put the same amount of effort or, you know, slightly less, because let's be real, you won't have to pay So you won't have to pay for university, you won't have to pay for accommodation. You can stay
Yeah.
at home, have an internet, have a laptop, do as much research as you would do when you go to university, and you most likely gain the same amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where uni, yeah, I guess with a PhD, with a degree or a master's, you do gain that type of reliability, that type of value. But is it worth it when you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not one of those, you're not in a business where you need to have that type of education where you can just learn on the job.
Exactly. If you can learn on the job and you've, like I said, you got that talent to be able to do that, then there you go. I mean, I'd like to say, like, without bigging myself up, I feel like I've got a little bit of that talent. I never learned how to make music. I never learned how to set up and make a podcast. I didn't know how to do all of that. You just research it.
Yeah.
Do your own research on what you like and what you want to learn. You've got it all on your fingertips. You literally have a mobile device in your phone, in your hand, look, has the answers to everything. Use that. Like, school was helpful, yeah. School just teaches you the basics, English, maths, and like gets you interested into the things you want to do. Apart from that, you leave, get grades, cool, done. Then you're chucked into the deep end. They don't teach you about taxes. They don't teach you about loans, mortgages, any of that type of stuff. Actually, how to live your life. They just teach you, oh yeah, you got to go to uni. Then after that, you're on your own.
Well, you're on your own. You're in debt with no job experience, and you have to actively look for a job. Whereas with an apprenticeship, which I chose to do, you do 3 years, just like university. You come out of it with a education paper, a document that says you've gained this amount of knowledge.
You get this. You get the same, like, what's the word? You get like the same type of grade. You get a degree either way.
Yeah,
like,
a degree either way, or just as high level 5 apprenticeship, and not only that, you will not be in debt. In contrary, you would actually gain money. You gain money per year, per week, however each apprenticeship is made up. You gain money. You won't lose money, and you have job experience, which already puts you in a great place over people who just have the education. And another thing, you won't have to look for a job because you already have a job. So you won't come back from university to your parents' basement or bedroom or your own bedroom and look for 3 months for a job whilst working, as a pizza delivery man, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you go to university, you probably do not want to do that. And apprenticeship just ticks everything that you will need as a young man. Again, if you want to become a doctor, I don't think you should take the apprenticeship route. Probably university is better. Those type of careers, university is much, much better. But that's a very small amount of people, I'd say,
100%.
Compared to everyone else, because most people that I know have not gone to uni, and people that have gone to uni have got a job that you could get without going to uni.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, I mean, a lot of jobs require uni. I mean, some people won't hire you unless you've gone to uni. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't want to go down that route, then you don't have to. That's not. It's your choice to make at the end of the day. How long have we been going for now? Look at that, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. I think that about wraps up for this episode. I mean, we want to catch the end of the Brazil game.
Yeah.
So we want to see who goes through on our one. So yeah, we'll definitely be back for more episodes. Look, we done 2 episodes and then we left it 5 months. We can't leave these people any longer.
So we have got requests of people coming on. Only problem is now we've changed the setup to a smaller setup, a much more personal setup. As you can see, it's in a room, not a living room. We can try and get someone else, make space for someone else. Again, it could be Ted.
Could be anyone. We've got people in line. I've got some artist producers that want to hop on.
Yeah,
We've got some other friends that want to hop on. We'll definitely make it work, but we'll definitely be back for more episodes. I'm telling you that now.
That's something we will promise. It will not take 6 months for the next episode to come out.
100%. And on Real Talk, you know what it's like. We only spit facts. That's it. So I guess we'll see you for the next episode. We're going to try and do one, maybe at least one a week, maybe not. Maybe like once every 2 weeks, or hopefully once a week. That's what we're going to aim for.
Once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Once a week,
because uploading and stuff, editing. The man does it all.
Take some time.
So.
I'm all on it. But yeah, we're going to catch you in the Brazil game. And we'll be back next week for another episode. Peace.